the biggest like fuck you to government and the system that's been playing all of us is reconnecting to the land and knowing how to live off that.
Welcome to Toast and Jams, the show where we like to cheers to creativity and chat to the rhythm of a song from our formative years. Welcome, Louis V.I. to Toast and Jams. Is it Louis V? Louis V.I.
Louis V.I.
Yeah, I always just read it as Louis V, so
a couple of people have been calling me Louis V. I mean, it's better than Louis V, which I find not unforgivable because we've had Louis Armstrong, 16 Kings of France, Louis Prima.
What would make it Louis?
Louis Vega.
Yeah.
Louis would be L-E-W-I-S.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, my brother's called Louis, so
with an S.
Like yours.
Yeah.
Like yours. So yeah, I knew it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You knew it. You were there.
And if there's an E on the end, it's Louise.
Yeah. Which I also get.
Right. Okay.
In emails, particularly.
Yeah. Nice.
Especially even if I've met them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Fair enough. Non-judgmental. You know.
Yeah, but maybe
don't assume gender.
Maybe they're just taking the piss.
Maybe. That's much more likely. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for having me.
We always like to get our guest to bring on a drink of their choice. And you had a few options, but what did you choose today?
Yeah, I nearly went with cream soda just because of because that took me back, and you got me to think of something in back musically, so I went there. But actually, I thought it's summertime, and I've just got back from Dominica, so I thought I'd bring some bush rum straight from the island.
Sick.
And specifically Bois Bandé.
And so what's so special about this rum in particular?
So Bois Bandé, as you correctly said earlier, is just means bark drink, basically.
Yeah.
Which doesn't give you too much description of what's going to happen when you drink it. But bush rum is I think there's maybe a couple other islands on the east, like the Eastern Antilles and the Lesser Antilles, but that have it. And I think Dominica does it to a different level. There's like 60. Definitely you can reinvent a bush rum whatever way you want. You just get some cask rum from the factory and put whatever you want in it and soak it. So classics are like Bois Bandé, ginger, spiced, which is cinnamon, mint, everything you could imagine, weed.
So the translation is it translates to hard wood.
Yeah.
And it's a drink that is supposed to enhance your libido, yeah. So that's a bit of a joke, right?
No.
Hardwood.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. That's it's a hardwood tree.
No.
There's no joke in there. It's real. But it's like a tonic elixir, and it is it's a bark that has loads of beneficial elements, including dilating the capillaries in certain parts of your body.
Nice. Okay, right. Well,
but
should we
doing
have some?
more? I think we should have some.
Okay. Do you want to do the honours?
Yeah. So the other one we've got is BB, which is Belfast Estate. But BB rum.
Oh yeah. So explain the difference between.
Bandé. Yeah.
Explain the difference between these two.
Okay. So this is a typical bush rum. As you can see, it's got all the bark in it.
And a nice handmade label as well.
Handmade label. This is from a legendary one by Pont Cassé, which is like in the center of the island. There's like a little roundabout that connects the few roads that go across the island. I think there's one or two. And there's this lady that just makes the best bush rum that I think on the island. And I mean, she had like a wall of maybe 30, 35 different bush rums. And I took spiced and Bois Bandé. But this was from not last time I just got back from Dominica, but this is from the year before.
Okay.
So it lasts.
Yeah.
And gets stronger.
Yeah.
So, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go. Do you want... Oh, no ice on that one, right?
No ice.
Yeah.
No ice on this one. So you can really feel it. You're not allowed to take away from it.
No.
It's not supposed to be easy.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's supposed to bring you back to something.
Yeah.
Whether it's like prehistory or
All right, I'm going to let you do the honors.
All right. That's enough for now.
All right. Yeah.
Did we get the same amount? Was I stingy there?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay?
Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Smells like, I said this before, but it smells like slow gin. That kind of vibe.
It makes sense though, innit? Because slow gin is basically alcohol with
steeped
slow
booze.
berries in it.
Yeah, right.
Steeped booze.
We shotting it, or should we
I'm
just
gonna sip
enjoy
this
it?
one.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, because then you can get the full flavour of the bois and
just
the
when I
bond.
want to lose my voice, I'll have another sip. No, that's delicious.
But do you know what? It makes sense. It brings you back, and everyone in Dominica is lightly rummed up, shall I say? At most times of the day.
Yeah,
especially in the festive seasons.
But how that makes my mouth feel in terms of like lighting up with booze, with alcohol, is similar to mezcal.
Right.
And mezcal is one of those drinks that, let's say you have had a few too many and you're out like partying or whatever, and you have a mezcal and it lifts you up again. It brings you back. That's what this feels like.
It's like a different type of alcohol. Yeah. It's not quite. It's not a knockout. Just alcohol. It's actually got something else going on. There's a.
I think it evaporates into you. It doesn't go into your stomach. It evaporates into your brain.
It's too alcoholic to reach your stomach. Yeah, exactly. It's straight. It's just straight. Goes, a straight high. It
just lifts your spirit.
Yeah,
literally.
So yeah, if you're tired, this is the thing. This is where the energy comes from.
Yeah, right.
I've never seen people party like I've seen in Dominica, back home in Dominica.
I mean, Caribbean island partying is different to any partying I've ever seen.
It's silly
in the world.
My cousin runs a reggae bar. Shouts to Marley. Roots rock reggae bar. Nice. Up in just above Posey. But he has a reggae bar and it starts at 8 a.m. And you'd be forgiven. No, sorry, not 8 a.m. 8 p.m.
Yeah.
You'd be forgiven for thinking, oh, it's not going to be popping, because you could pull up at 11:30 or 12 and it's like empty. So I went, first couple of times I went over the years, I was like, right, it's not popping off. And then you go there 1:30 or 2 and people start arriving.
Yeah.
And it goes until 5.
Mad.
It's mad, even though it starts at 8 p.m.
Yeah. But also that's the time, like it's too hot in the day, right? To be partying and dancing and moving around. And that, so.
Though that still happens.
It still happens. Yeah, it still happens. So we also like to celebrate and talk about a tune from your teenage years. Did you have difficulty with this? Because it's always hard to pick one tune, obviously. But
how hard it is where the joy comes from, because it was actually, I was like then going through, and it took me time to get to that point.
It's the right attitude.
Thanks,
I like
man.
it.
Yeah, I was like, he thought about this. But it was tricky, because I was like, right, teenager, that's a breadth of time, 13 to 19.
Correct.
20. Thank you. But I had to think about that. I was like, when does that technically start? Because if I think about my teenage years, I was thought about like Nas and New York State of Mind and Illmatic, but actually that was earlier for me. Yeah. And I was listening through that time, so I was like, "What is a?"
But did your mind straight away go to hip hop as the genre that you were going to pick from?
100%. Yeah,
right. Okay.
I remember walking to school with like one of them CD Walkman and sessioning different albums.
Yeah.
And so then it went like, I thought, oh, Fridays.
That helps.
It does help, because you've got the visual cue, which you don't have anymore. You don't have a physical thing where you're like, I remember physically putting that into something to then listen to and walk with.
Do you remember putting albums onto tapes and then the tape stopping at a certain point in the album and having to turn the tape over, right?
No, I'm not that old.
Oh shit. Bastard.
Sorry, bro.
Okay.
CDs.
Right. I'm going to leave that story there then.
Yeah. No, keep that one in. But I was close, because my cousins were doing that.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yes,
fair. But, yeah, so I went to hip hop, and that was the space, and it went from like every Friday evening, me and my boy Ben, who was also Dominican as well, actually, randomly connected to this. Yeah. But we would go and play like Halo or Gears of War and get Sam's Chicken 2 for 2.
Yeah.
And play Ludacris and like
Luda. I still think I don't want to use the term underrated too much, because it's a tough because he's rated.
He's rated. I mean, definitely successful artist.
But still, like, among my friends of mine, like not talked about enough or referenced enough. I think sometimes.
Yeah. I think longevity wise, he doesn't get his.
Yeah,
he doesn't
I
get
think
his
the
stars,
humor took away from actually how good he is sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
You know what I
Because
mean?
people be like, "Oh, it's almost gimmicky.
It's just jokes. Yeah.
It's just jokes after jokes." But it was incredible.
Talented guy.
Serious, man.
Yeah, he did a lot of writing for other people too, I think.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
He was he was quite genius.
Yeah.
And it was consistent. I mean, like that first 4 albums, amazing. I can't remember what album Blueberry Yum Yum was on. But Blueberry Yum Yum and the 40 good day takes this
His videos were jokes too. A
His
bit like
video.
I mean,
Let the
Elliott
Fist
kind of like their comedy and their visual comedy as well was quite similar.
Yeah.
Wait, so we haven't reached your tune
Sorry,
yet.
we still haven't reached the tune. So I went Buster, and then I went all like Tribe Called Quest and a bit more, and then I went no, but what was I doing when I was like 13, 14? And it was Dizzee Rascal, man.
Nice. Yeah.
And walking around feeling like elated and empowered and angry and excited as a youth in London, and hearing this London accent, 100%. Smashing it.
Yeah.
More
strong
than anyone
London
else.
Accent.
Strong, like proper East London bow.
Yeah.
And obviously Boy in the Corner was the beginning of that.
Yeah.
But there was one song that still gives me shivers. And that's Learn by Dizzee Rascal.
Yeah, and that's the choice.
And that's the tune. And I was like, I remember walking around Queen's Crescent, Gospel Oak, listening to that, thinking I was bad.
So what's it about that tune that, well, you've already touched on, like the strong identity of London? Because 2004, right, there wasn't much. I guess so we've had Boy in the Corner, Channel U is doing its thing. There is a celebration. There's a new celebration of that. UK hip hop is definitely doing its thing in terms of, like, you know what I mean by that phrase, like UK hip hop, like all the jests and those lot. So yeah, there's a bit of a newfound celebration at that point, right? In UK lyricists.
Yeah, because you have Roots Maneuver and Kalashnikov as well, which were very close seconds to this tune.
Yeah, right. Okay. What Kalashnikov tune would you have chosen?
Well, Murder.
Yeah.
But and that's also because I supported him when I was 18.
Sick. Oh wow!
At what was it called? Dingwalls.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was mad. And do you know what's funny? It was so hot. Everyone came through. It must have been a summer gig. It was so hot.
Yeah.
I was like, and I thought I was amazing. I thought I was bad. I had my baseball cap on.
Yep.
I'd like been to New York. Oh, no, I hadn't been to New York. I hadn't been to New York. And I had my top off, and everyone was going crazy. It was so hot, and it felt like one of them Brooklyn gig that you wish you were around for.
Yeah.
And then I seen photos back, and I was wearing like white boxers, and it was so sweaty that my arse was fully visible.
Just transparent boxers.
Transparent boxers. So yeah, that was that.
Sick gig though.
Yeah.
Did Kalashnikov smash it? Yeah.
He smashed it, and he turned up as well. So
yeah,
that was
good.
Cool.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, so but the reason that I picked that tune, Learn, it really, like, Showtime compared to Boy in the Corner wasn't on that same level.
Yeah.
But there were a couple tunes that just had that same energy as Boy in the Corner. And it was just one tune that there wasn't any of the kind of need for advancing or like making the tune more musical or, hitting it on a more popular basis that always happens with artists.
Yeah.
And that tune just was like pure Dizzee.
Yeah, pure Dizzee.
Barring off.
Raw beat.
Raw beat, quite funny.
Yeah.
Like quite definitely hard. Like
definitely hard. Yeah, the lyrics are hard in that tune. Yeah.
I still get shivers. I was banging it yesterday.
Yeah.
And dancing around the house, and my girl was like, not getting it.
I was playing it in the car on the way here, and I was, come to them and I get jacked.
Yeah.
Just getting excited in the car.
You get a whole crowd going mad, innit?
Yeah.
That one easily you could start fights or empowering movements or whatever.
Yes, one or the other. Yeah. But, sometimes you can't have one without the other, right?
Deep.
But yeah, Showtime definitely felt like he was becoming more aware of like performance and his place in the world. Like, hence the name,
Yeah.
Because Boy in the Corner was just, this is what I do, here it is.
Yeah, this raw guy.
And then, what was it? What's the tune? What's the big single of Showtime?
Oh yeah.
What's that one again? I can't remember the name.
Oh my God.
But that felt
Stand
like,
Up Tall.
yeah, that felt like there was an awareness of audience.
Yeah.
You know.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And like an input of label as well.
Yeah. Can you maybe just do this?
Yeah. I think this might blow.
Yeah.
And they weren't wrong. It was, but it's a different thing, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
different way of making music.
I heard a conversation that he had in an interview. He was talking about as soon as he started doing shows like around the world, his music changed because he was just he saw what worked on big stages, and he started making music for big stages because that was his environment.
Yeah.
And it makes sense in terms of an evolution for an artist.
Totally.
Because lots of people in East London are going to be like, I don't like that anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's not for you anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Facts.
But
facts.
Yeah, and he is honest about it, and
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate his honesty about it. You know what I mean?
And I remember thinking, that stuff after, what's that tune? I think I'm crazy. That
Bonkers.
Bonkers, yeah.
Calvin Harris.
Yeah, I don't like that tune, but
Sure.
as selling out goes of UK artists have done,
Yeah.
I don't think he hasn't done himself a disservice where it's like, oh well, Dizzee is like unlistenable now.
No, there's still respect for him.
Oh
like,
yeah,
exactly.
he killed it in a way that's not been done before.
Yeah. It opened doors and broke down some barriers.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about where you were at in 2004 and what was going on in your life, and especially like your creative journey in terms of what were you thinking creatively? What was going on
when I was 14?
Yeah. Did you start writing or anything at that time?
No, I was definitely writing.
Yeah.
That was like beginnings of teenage
so you
angst.
Laugh, but
no, it's true. I mean, it's definitely part of it. I remember listening to that and writing all these things. And do you know what's mad? I still have my lyric book from then.
That's cool.
And it was like
That's
school, like, I don't know, one of them, I guess they're maths books when they've got the squares rather than the lines.
Where did you grow up? Where were you at that point?
This is Queen's Crescent.
Yeah.
And I feel like I think probably around that time my boy Leo got a pair of decks and like some rubbish speakers and a even worse mic and plugged that in. And I'd been writing, so he would just like play tunes and play beats and we would just rap our asses off for ages. There were a few of those people, at 14, 15, probably even actually from 13.
But where was the decision to start writing? We might need to go back a little bit further then, because
I can't remember the first moment, but I remember being like, oh, that's like having heard lots of different music and hip hop growing up. My mum is the music like OG. She just played everything from.
Thank you, mum.
Yeah, shouts to mum. She would play all of it from James Brown to Fela Kuti to Bob Marley to Tribe Called Quest and stuff, the full spectrum of good music.
Amazing.
But my cousin, and there's a dispute about which cousin did it, but I think it was my cousin Noah, but it might have been my cousin Nick. But they dispute it. But there were two albums I got given, and the first was Illmatic, and then my mum went to New York and brought back Talib Kweli's first album, which is called Quality. And those two albums, I was like, whoa, you can do something interesting with lyrics. Like you can. And then I think maybe it was 14, 15 cuff when the Roundhouse first opened.
Sick venue.
And that's when it had turned from like Camden Summer University into Roundhouse.
Yeah, right.
And there were, for people that don't know, that's it. They do like free things for kids in the area over summer, which was amazing because otherwise you're just running about getting up to mischief. I guess.
They're still very active in their community kind of.
Oh yeah, they're killing it.
Programs that they do there.
I think so. Like from what I see, they're still doing it.
Yeah.
That's what
it's part of why it's one of my favorite venues. In London, because of how active they are. Like.
Yeah. It feels alive, innit? Ooh, nearly not my drink. It feels alive, and but that was really important for making me understand there was an art to writing. I'd seen like what the levels could get to and was like, oh, I want to be like that. But to actually get there, I didn't know what it took until I went to the Roundhouse, and Jacob Sam LaRose, who's like one of the most amazing celebrated poets of this country, like a Guyanese poet, and he was running the Roundhouse Slam Poetry Collective, I guess it was called, or something.
Yeah.
And he taught me about similes and metaphors and concrete imagery and all this stuff. And I was like,
wow.
And it, at 14, and
the
I'm like,
architecture of it.
Yeah, and he loved the music I was listening to and really got it, and really encouraged me. And there was a few other people on it, but one guy, my boy Eclipse, Jamal was his name, and he became like a really successful poet, and now is a really successful rapper and a beautiful artist.
Sounds like a pivotal moment.
Yeah. So actually, it was a quite big moment.
Yeah. Sick. Your music style moves between like jazz, hip hop, and soul. Would you agree?
Yeah.
How do you define your like creative lane these days, or do you try to avoid defining it?
Good question. I'm like, I don't really know the answer to it. I think it depends.
Yeah.
But I think
that maybe is the answer.
Maybe that's the answer.
Yeah.
But I think I try not to define, because I feel like I've reached a point now, without sounding full of myself, and that's the classic thing to say before saying something where you big yourself up. But without sounding full of myself, I feel like I can make a lot of different types of music now, both with my producer hat on, my like rapper singer hat on, but then I also have just a singer, and I have just an artist. And at the moment, I'm enjoying just being an artist, and then also have stuff that I just produce. And neither of them, I feel, fit into a genre anymore. They definitely come from the world of hip hop, jazz, and soul, like without question.
Yeah.
Whether it's a chord progression,
those influences will always be heard.
They're deeply in that.
Yeah.
But there's tunes on my last album that are a bit dubby, that almost go into kind of techno.
Yeah.
And then more recent stuff that's kind of got garage influences. I feel like I'm blending everything that I like a bit. And also it gets to the point that I'm maybe for fault of myself and at fault and detriment to making my career easier. I like changing.
It's important.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen with or without you.
It's
it's
true.
like you're either on board or you're not.
Yeah,
like
I made in Dominica. I made my first ever dancehall tune.
Sick.
It goes off, and Bouillon as well, and because dancehall actually isn't very big in Dominica, but Bouillon is the music from Dominica, and it's going global with it.
Yeah. Where can we hear that? Can we hear that?
It's not out yet. No.
Okay.
They're not out. Summertime stuff.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And when it comes to like your creative process and starting off a track, do you have a routine in terms of like, do you write themes or messages first, or do you just mess about on keys or beats? Because as I know that you're a producer, but you also write, or you're a writer and you also produce. So yeah, what's the angle with that, or is it just always change?
It's changed a lot, but it's been consistently for the last few years. I tend to not write first or on its own.
Lyrics, you mean?
Yeah, it doesn't usually happen without the musical inspiration or like a beat that I've made that I love. Or someone else's beat that I hear, and I'm like, start writing to that, and then you can put those lyrics at another time to a beat you make or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll tend to start off. I really enjoy that pocket that I know. I'll be interested to know if you have the similar thing as a producer, but it's like, I love that pocket where you either start with some beautiful fat keys or a sample, and you're like, and then you hear all this stuff that could come with it, and you start, everything else feels like a game and a play, like adding the drums once you've got that exciting little bit, and it could be the most basic melody, but adding the drums or a bass line can be the most fun thing. And I really, writing bass lines is one of my favorite things. I chatted to Brian Eno about this for a long time.
Oh yeah, what's he got to say about it?
He was we were talking about all sorts of crazy shit as we always do.
Yeah.
Shouts to Brian, and I work with him on Earth Percent stuff, which we might get onto later. But he was like, "What instruments do you play?" And then was like, "Actually, no, let me guess what instrument you play at the moment." And he guessed right and wrong at the same time. He said, "Oh, I think you're a bassist." And I was like, "Actually, I'm learning the bass, and I've always wanted to be a bassist, but I wouldn't ever say I'm a bassist."
Basic.
He said, "You're a basic artist." Yeah, basic. I was like, "Thanks. I love bass." My bass lines, that's hilarious. It's probably true, but it's funny because the thing that's funny about writing bass lines. So on the thing he said as well, that's so true. Is like,
what's his theory?
It's not appreciated like everything else as the player, but you remove that and your song feels shit.
Yeah,
and so when that starts and when that stops, people are like, "Whoa, what changed? I can't tell what changed." The bass is amazing, and the bass players are smashing it. Whether that's keys or live,
especially
bass.
in dance music.
Especially in dance music.
Like if you get the wrong notes in a key on a drum bass tune or something, people will stop dancing. Like if the frequencies aren't the right level and in the right place in the right octave.
And it's in that feeling place where it's it's felt less than heard.
Yeah, exactly.
And
but obviously not for all music, but
not for all music.
Yeah.
But also then going on that whole other level is oh man, why do I always forget this artist's name? He is legendary experimental jazz artist.
Wow, I don't know. That's a wide net.
Where I'm narrowing it down. I'm narrowing it down. That he would play a lot of synths and he would play a very wild bass line at first. Okay, we'll get there. We'll come back.
All right.
Anyway, this artist, we're talking about this artist playing, and it's funny because I was saying the same thing. And what it is, the funny thing about writing a bass line is everyone starts going, that's the most funky, crazy melody. And you reduce it and reduce it and reduce
it's a reduction process.
And maybe that melody in a way stays the same because you're pulling away the notes and the gaps is actually what's the important bit. And it becomes like, it becomes this amazing, it's one of my favorite processes.
Brian agree.
Yeah. We shall all agree. Yeah. I think me and Brian are the same wavelength. And it becomes this amazing thing where you've got this, like, you've gone from playing quite technically funky, mad bass line, which is fun. But then that's happening still, but you're playing two notes.
Yes, exactly. And that's what good funk is.
Yeah.
That's what good funk has always been.
Yeah.
My favorite bass lines are always three notes, I think, pretty much, especially in dance music. It's like three places to visit and then they triangulate, and then you're back. Like, but there's amazing bass lines, in like funky tunes or like Jamiroquai where it's a lot more complicated. But but I do think simplicity is key, and you're right about the kind of distilling process of it all.
Yeah,
like,
it feels like that happens more than any other instrument.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because there is a lot of less is more. I mean, you do, but you can. What's beautiful is then sometimes that less takes you to the final, maybe slightly more complicated rhythm if it requires.
Then you got tunes like Forget Me Nots by what's her name, Patricia.
Yeah,
that's led by the bass. It's like boom, boom. That's like everything else around it is being chill.
Yeah,
and the bass is just taking the lead on that one. So it does swap around. Well, then you got tunes like When Doves Cry by Prince doesn't have a bass line.
Yeah,
no bass.
Do you know what's weirded me out? The last 3 tunes I've made, I have not realized they didn't have a bass line until almost mastering, and I was like,
yeah, but why did you change it?
Some of them I didn't.
Nice, cool.
And
because why not?
Yeah. And sometimes the keys is unknowingly playing that line.
Yeah.
Or it's just warm enough.
Right. Yeah.
And it's interesting because then it goes back to the felt thing, and you're
where it's going to be
supplying.
heard.
Yeah,
You know, is it going to be heard on a big system? Majority of the time, probably not.
yeah.
It's
Car and
cars,
earphones.
car, headphones. Yeah, so you can probably get away with it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So how many tunes have come out recently that you've put out without bass?
Without
Yeah.
bass. Well, I haven't put out that many tunes recently, but the tune I just put out doesn't have a bass line, I'm pretty sure. And
See, I know I've only heard that on my phone, so I wouldn't be able to know anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the main single from my last album, Vibrate, doesn't have a bass line either.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I keep myself in a bit of a locked box of things that should happen in my tunes.
Yeah.
But it's a good experiment to just maybe take something out.
Yeah.
Something that you think is vital.
Yeah. It never went in. Probably because
I mean, but like,
no, but
that's
probably because I'm not very methodical. So it probably should have gone in and been taken out. But it mainly happened by me kind of just not hearing
but that's good
it was needed.
That's just creating without any boundaries or
rules. any kind of discipline or
basic
skill.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Basic artist.
A lot of your work speaks to identity, especially like the diaspora and legacy. And how do you navigate and hold space for those layers in a track? You know,
man, what a question. Oh, that's a juicy question.
Okay, so that applies to your writing, like lyrical content. You know,
what are we speaking about? My music as a whole, or in the last few years?
Yeah, let's say last few years.
Okay, so
because I think you've probably become more of an awareness in the last few years, right? I don't want to speak for you.
But... Yeah. I've connected it to something that I feel is even more just me, but also relatable and also contextually on, which is nature. And that the identity level of that now with my music is I think it comes from a place of there's a level of like, okay, right, climate change on a really, simple terms, climate change we're experiencing because it's the colonial legacy of the industrial, revolution and the need to exploit and extract from the environment and all the imperialism, enslavement of humans being taken away from land and being placed in places that they're not originally from, firstly Caribbean, but then also Windrush era coming to Britain to the heart of the true heart of darkness. Good reference, isn't it? Yeah. But the which flips the whole thing on its head.
Yeah.
But it's the identity there now that I'm working on is that, the identity is that we're earthlings and we are earthlings not on our own as humans. We are earthlings like a tree is also an earthling, an ant is an earthling, a mushroom.
The only reason we're here today is because it worked together.
Yeah, we're all because of all earthlings have a role, and it's much less, what Darwin originally pushed, which was survival of the fittest. It's much more survival of synchronicity and symbiotic relationships.
Because as soon as one of those earthling species steps out of that and says, "I'm better than," this is what we're witnessing. It starts to fall apart.
And
until you get back in line, it will constantly fall apart.
Yeah.
And one way or another.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear that.
And the way that applies to an identity and race and politics is that we have one as diaspora, we're from these places that are on the front line of climate change, that are the places that have been exploited and extracted from.
It's all linked.
But we're also, as diaspora, we're moles in a way in the system that is causing, the Western world that's creating this. But also it's even more mental than that. It's not the Western world. It's like a tiny percentage of the planet, namely old, white, rich, super rich billionaires
Yeah.
and mainly men,
Yeah.
and they are fucking it up for the rest of us. And so it's about empowering. I think my music right now is about empowering through reconnecting the love to planet. And that comes through identity, because I think the narrative behind climate change, the narrative behind nature and conservation even, and both the way it's been told, like in wildlife documentaries, which, no shade to them, they're what got me to where I am in the first place.
Yeah.
But the narrative is missing out from the global majority, and the global majority is the majority. So it's like we need to be having language and art and stories and that speak to that. And that, in my role, is connecting underserved group that has the power to connect to the rest of the world about our relationship to the planet, and teaching, little black boys and girls from London or the UK cities or anywhere in the West, that they're from some beautiful nature. And on a wider scale, we all are. All young people should feel that and should feel relation to that. And I think art is the way that we talk about these difficult things now, whether it's politics, climate change, nature, because we're not these like rational, logical
but also
bots
that's
that
the
can make
power in
decisions. We make,
podcasts too.
yeah,
It's conversation.
but podcast is art.
Yeah.
And real conversation is art. And you have the opportunity to speak to feeling rather than just to the head.
Yeah. It's not just logic. It's
yeah. And it shouldn't be
it's
all
deeper than that.
And it shouldn't be all fucking serious. Like, comedy's really important.
Yeah, comedy is really important.
And that's like a side of art.
I think comedy gets so overlooked for actually changing your opinion on things.
Yeah,
I think it really does. People
but that's what comedians are doing. That's what a good comedian is doing.
If it something, suddenly you're like, oh yeah, that's silly.
Yeah,
and then like I get it, or it makes you it just changes your perspective enough.
Yeah. Whenever I'm doing a big talk, like, the best advice I ever got was make them laugh in the first minute.
That's really good advice.
Because
who told you that?
Rupert Tate and Brian Eno, two amazing people. Not Andrew Tate. Never Andrew Tate. Not unrelated person.
Yeah.
Rupert Tate's amazing guy.
We can cut that guy's name out. I'm sorry I even mentioned it. I think we
fuck that guy. Don't even give him.
Honestly, I apologize. I don't want to name him at all.
Yeah.
We're cutting that out. Yeah, so who told you that advice? It's good advice.
Rupert Tate and Brian Eno, and someone else also probably said it. Many people have given me good advice over the years.
And you've employed it, and it's worked.
And it really works, because also you bring yourself down to a relatable human level to the people that you're speaking to, and that
makes you feel better as a speaker.
Yeah,
which in turn makes the talk better. Do you know what I mean?
And at the end of the day,
everyone's together. Like
100%. And at the end of the day, like this podcast is, the point is, people getting to hear something that it feels like on their level, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Art, bro. Art is tight, man.
It is, man. Whoa. Art, man.
Art,
whoa.
bro.
Whoa.
Can we take a moment for
art?
Let's
just... I might pour some more rum for art. Louis, I think it's time that we try the other rum.
Yeah.
And we are allowed ice with this one.
We're allowed ice with this one because it's not, you don't have to shot this. You can mix this like a typical way to have BB. They just say grape and BB, which is grapefruit and BB.
Ooh, yeah.
But it's
a hot summer's day in London today. And I feel like we need some ice with this one.
Damn, it is nearly technically summer, isn't it?
I mean, is it not summer?
Not technically.
Really?
Not like
well, we haven't passed the spring equinox. I think we have.
No, we haven't. That's coming up this weekend.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's when Glastonbury is.
Yeah. I'm going to take it, otherwise I'm going to get lots of water.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's done that thing where it's just melted together. I've just got blocks. No, that's enough.
All right, cool.
So I just fingered your ice.
You can have a bit more. I like my ice being fingered.
Don't we all, man?
I'm glad you bought 2 rums. It's real like dedication.
2 rums, but they're the same rum. So this is what is interesting. I'll be interested to see what you think differently of it. So this is the commercially Belfast estate made BB rum.
Ooh.
Probably doesn't have as much Bois Bond in it.
Bois Bond.
But wait, pass the bottle. Let's read the back.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll read the front first, yeah?
Okay.
So, importantly...
For those that are listening and not watching.
For those listening, not watching. BB rum, elixir of Bois Bond. Made in Dominica since 1790. 40% alcohol. That's a big difference.
That's definitely more. That's the other one.
At least 60.
More. Yeah.
BB rum. Uniquely infused with the legendary extract of Bois Bond, Richera grandis, for those that speak Latin, is renowned for its remarkable but natural properties. Master blended with our highest quality local spices and rums, this bold and flavorful rum can be served on the rocks, neat, or in a rum punch. The natural flavors of Bois Bond, with notes of cinnamon, vanilla, and caramel, give BB rum, original and extra spice versions, its rich, deep flavor.
I think you've got some
enjoy it, but don't abuse
voiceover
it.
Work coming your way soon.
Thank you, man.
All right. Well, this is a rare occasion that we get to cheers a second drink.
Yes.
No one's done that before. This is a first on Toast and Jams. So
I like
cheers.
firsts. Cheers. Well, that was a good clink.
A thirsty first. Yeah,
How
I can
different
see.
is that?
I can see the difference.
Yeah.
That's a drink all day vibe.
Yeah.
And that's a blow your socks off.
It's actually a shame I didn't bring grapefruit. I should have brought grapefruit.
No, it's good to be able to taste it though. But grapefruit sounds like
that's a national drink.
Yeah, that sounds banging.
Yeah,
I'm up for
good.
That. But I think I'd need to go to Dominica and have it there.
Yeah,
I think we all need to do that.
Yeah. Not too many people.
Not too many people, obviously.
Some people
spaced out over a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't come here.
Yeah, right. That's how I felt about Tobago when I went there. I was just like, I hope it doesn't change. I hope, But anyway, it's kind of inevitable sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
You spoke about the kind of the phrase like decolonizing your mind. How does that show up in your creative choices?
Your questions are jokes. It's like, we just had stupid rum. Okay, decolonizing your mind. Tell me how that manifests yourself around that phrase. Well, okay, so the tune that I just put out, called A Lot on My Plate.
Yes.
Is a good way to speak about that, I guess, because
I love the video, by the way.
Thank you, man. Shot in Dominica.
Sick.
And A Lot on My Plate was originally I was talking about spinning a lot of plates. The original meaning of it.
Yeah.
And also, having a lot on your plate also.
Why do you have a lot on your plate though? Often, what's the reason that you would?
I mean,
we all have a lot on our plate, right? As human beings, as animals.
Yeah.
Capitalism, colonization, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the capitalist aspect of like needing to be ultra productive and do all this stuff and earn money is definitely probably 80%. And then my last year has been, it's been beyond nuts in a way that's been both beautiful, very like humbling in a life way where, I'm having something amazing happen. Like I'm going on incredible wildlife documentary shoots with the BBC, like life goal shit. And then like lose my estranged dad. He died in July.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear it as well, but it's more complicated when you have someone that's supposed to be like a father figure.
You said estranged, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Yeah,
and
right.
So it's much more the loss of the potentiality of having a dad.
Yeah.
And thinking, there might be a stage where he sorts his shit out. But
I mean, that's what they say grief is about, 90% about is you're grieving the future that you might have had with them. Or the things that might have happened with them.
Yeah. But also in the other sense of that, it might have been even worse. And he was a really serious alcoholic and had a problem with drugs, but in a way was a brilliant man in the sense that he was a phenomenal artist and loved nature and was both a scientist and designer in a
Wow.
kind of brain.
So there's a lot of thread running through.
Weirdly, a lot of thread running through.
And you didn't know? Did you know about that?
No, we knew about that of each
Yeah,
other.
right. Yeah, yeah.
And yet we didn't have a relationship. And that was the thing. And I was like, that's weird. And I think, there's levels even deeper that I think we probably shared. Like, I think he might have been a bit autistic in a time that definitely did not recognize that.
Right.
And I'm definitely autistic and got ADHD and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And, where I think I can work that out, he turned to alcohol and drugs and partying to kind of level
to
that.
soothe, self-soothe kind of thing.
But then again, he was also like a selfish prick, and he used a lot of people. And that's not me being mean. That's just actually factually true. And he left me and my mum in France when I was 2 years old, which is quite I think thinking about that, how now me being at an age where I might have kids soon.
Where your head's got to be at to do that.
Where your head's got to be at to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And not just leave them, but go to China and like not go the other side of the earth and not see that.
I mean, I can only imagine the only thing that would make me do something like that is fear, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think fear and fear, I think he had a fear of missing out on a potential life that he might have. Like, he was promised a lot of success. He was a good-looking guy. He was a designer,
but
architect,
that's cutting
all these
your
things.
nose off to spite your face, because the life that you would have had would have been so much better, right?
Well, maybe, but in a way, I'm thankful that happened because I love who I am and how I've grown. And my mum is, is the most amazing parent, but was enough for both.
I've met your mum.
I mean, there's not many people that haven't.
I think it was on a wow, this goes back. It was a stay in the EU march.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that goes
And we
back.
bumped into each other and your mum was there.
Yeah.
But you always champion your mum. That's something I've noticed about you over the years.
Oh man, my mum is the best person on earth.
Yeah, respect.
And she's been a mum to a lot of people. But, obviously me and my sister, she's really been our mum. And I'm really lucky to have had that as a parent, because that really allowed me to be who I am and not suffer in the way I think a lot of people could and do, having not having a father figure.
Yeah.
And I had a stepdad for a while who was, equally bad for different reasons.
Right.
But she was such a rock of both like creative influence and joy and resilience and humor. I mean, like, the thing that we do the most is laugh and take the piss off the world. Like, and she's political and incredible.
Do you think it's also made you a strong advocate for women in general, full stop?
Yeah, I think a lot.
Maybe you wouldn't have had.
Yeah, well, exactly. I think a lot of men that are really like,
I agree.
Yourself.
It's the same boat for me. Yeah, definitely. Like, my mum and my sister brought me up.
Yeah. So I'm like, the biggest feminist or advocate for equity with women. And to be honest, I think if you want to look at things very objectively, the men haven't done the greatest job with planet Earth. No. So I think
it's time to try something else.
It's time to try something else.
Yeah.
But also, it's just like, women are also just humans. And I never had that period where a lot of young boys have, where it's just like boys and girls are this thing to achieve or like chat to or flirt to, but there's nothing more. I always had friends that were girls from day one.
Yeah, same.
And girls were just other humans.
Yeah, as they should be.
And as they should be. But unfortunately, the world is
but the messaging
place.
that, especially that, like, what I'm 10 years older than you, the message that we were getting during that time was that they weren't. The messaging from the media was just always like objectify,
Oh, 100%.
use. And then you're like, your reality is like, what? But these people are people, and their friends and their mothers and their sisters and their best mates. But the programming was so anti that.
Yeah, and
It
we were
was,
getting told, come from a time we get told you can't cry, be a man. At a pivotal age. Whereas now, thank God, at least they're beginning to, if not, they are speaking to young boys and saying, you can cry, you should be emotional.
Yeah.
And that's something that we have to unlearn as men,
That's
in
something
old
that
age.
as a dad, I've been really looking at that
Yeah.
in the way I communicate with my son and communicate what.
But it must be mad having a son.
Yeah, how he that he can feel things and that it's okay to cry. Because I still catch myself, I'm not going to lie, no one's perfect, right? But I still catch myself in moments of like, oh, come on, like,
Yeah.
don't cry. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But, just have to catch myself and then give him space and
yeah,
respect it and say it's okay, know. But yeah. But
yeah.
Sometimes my programming comes through. I can hear it,
Yeah. But I realised I didn't answer your question. But going back to the a lot on my plate.
Oh, yeah.
The a lot on my plate, that the bigger message of that as well, as of having too much on my plate, and I feel like a lot of people feeling that, whether it's work, trying to balance like your social life and earning enough money in a place that you can never earn enough money. While the world is, warring against each other and you're seeing babies die on TV. It's just a lot. It's the time of, it's so a lot.
Yes, it is, yeah.
But then also the flip of that we did with the video, and the really good idea that my girlfriend Aramide Gillett came up with, was to use the plate as a thing of positive and showing all these amazing fruit.
Framing.
It was the frame.
Framing fruits.
It's the frame of like health and where you can take control of your life again. And that's the real message behind the song.
I love the concept, and also the link between there's a lot on my plate, but also what are you putting on your plate?
Yeah.
And like
what's on your plate?
Think about it.
And I think we live in a time with the biggest resilience, the biggest like fuck you to government and the system that's been playing all of us, is reconnecting to the land and knowing how to live off that.
100%.
And that is the most powerful thing I think every human can do. I'm not saying do that individually.
It's the thing that I think capitalism as an entity is most scared of. Is
terrified.
Growing your own food, making your own clothes, fixing stuff.
Yeah.
Like fix your whatever.
Yeah.
Fix your shoes, fix your TV.
Terrified. They're terrified of it.
Have some chickens and eat some fresh eggs every day. Yeah, absolutely terrified.
And what
then it's no longer in their control. You're no longer in their control.
Yeah, and food is so important, because food is not just nutrition, it's also medicine. And the thing that is mad about Dominica and many tropical places that us as diaspora are from, is the food is also deeply medicine. And a lot of the fruit, we had soursop, and both its fruit and its leaves cure cancer, not like subjectively, like test after test have shown, and study after study have shown. And it contains amazing things. Moringa, that is just like a superfood that you can plant in any arid place, and it's got like most of the nutrients you need. Coconuts, I don't need to say any more about coconuts. It's ridiculous. You could put it into your blood as an IV. It's ridiculous. And the list goes on and on and on. And there was many fruits I've never had, like Suriname cherry, which is one of the highest in vitamin C and E, and all these things that we've actually been taught not to know, because they're so amazing.
Or just restricted, not even taught not to know, but just held back,
But people in Dominica, kids in Dominica, don't know about these fruits.
Yeah, right. That's mad.
And they will, I was saying the national drink is like grapefruit and BB rum.
Yeah.
That's not fresh grapefruit that we have falling off the tree. I mean, the grapefruit season, first time I went, I was on a daily basis double bagging grapefruit just from trees and from the floor. The most delicious grapefruit you've ever had in your life. Yeah. And yet there will be drinking grapefruit from the carton imported from America, full of sugar.
It's deep.
And it and that's like at the end of the day, that's capitalism, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there's a change.
People have been talking about recently the fact that we have why there are male trees,
in London,
predominantly
yeah.
male trees in London.
God, my hay fever in London, man.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
there's
Victorian.
arguments that because a lot of trees would fruit, a lot
Yeah.
of female trees would fruit, and they don't want people to have fruit
Yeah.
for free.
It's I've heard it's two reasons. It's because they don't.
Mess.
It's the mess.
Yeah.
It's the Victorian times. They didn't want to sweep up all the pollen, and everything. God, I should have studied more on plants, but everything that falls off when the pollen does reach and does successfully mate with the male and the female, and you get fruit, and seeds are created, and then fruit wraps around it, and then that fruit is obviously something that gives people self-reliance. So didn't sound good to Victorian Britain.
Being an advocate for nature and someone with interest in nature, what was it like to work with the BBC in that realm?
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah. And how did it come about? I don't think I know the answer to that question.
So there is a beautiful thing that happens in life that sounds contrived to say, but when you experience it and do try it, it is real. But when you start doing something that you really love and just get to talk to people about it in that way, other people you start meeting the right people, and alignment happened. And you know, Jessica introduced me to a woman called Charlotte Jones who worked in the BBC, who basically was like, I need to get you in the BBC. You're the way you think about how wildlife programming should go, and you're presenting in your voice as someone that's a nature lover and trying to connect unserved community. That's exactly
what
nature.
you wanted to do.
What they wanted.
And that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was like, let's make it work. And there's a channel called The Creative, not a channel on the BBC, but like a channel in called Creator in Residence. And they've done it a lot on BBC Comedy. Like there'll be loads of people that you know that have gone through that way, but they've only done one before, the Natural History Unit.
Okay.
So I was the second ever one to do it. And it was amazing because I got to work across loads of different programs and projects. I got to perform live on Springwatch, which is mad.
I saw that. Yeah.
And write a tune and do a presentation to Camera Piece, which is just like a dream come true.
Yeah, that was cool.
Met Michaela and Chris Packham.
Yeah,
Chris Capham. Chris
legend,
Packham.
though.
Legendary.
Absolute legend. Yeah.
Both of them, I mean, legends.
Yeah.
And Yoli as well, and all the presenters on there were just,
and the sound guy was
legendary
legend
people
as well.
Sound guy, legend. Yeah. Shouts to Gary, and I mean, honestly, shouts to everyone at the BBC. That I had an amazing time, and you know, there's challenges within institutions that big, but there's a lot of people that want to see it change in the way that I'm trying to bastion. And is that the right word? To trying to bastion?
Yeah. I think so.
It's difficult because I've got a friend called Bastian, and I just hear it like that and it sounds wrong. But trying to like really raise the flag for. And I don't even like raise the flag.
Pioneer.
That's very
Pioneer?
That's too like nationalistic. Huh?
Pioneer?
No. Because calling yourself a pioneer is quite nuts.
Anyway.
Lift up. I'm trying to
push forward.
I'm trying to build the blocks.
Bastion was good, man. I think if you just stuck with it and didn't mention a thing, it would have just been fun.
I know, but I wanted to. I enjoy the self-critique.
No, good, okay.
And yeah, so it was amazing, and I got to go in it. I don't know when this is going to go out, but either from in a year or 2 years from now, people will know that I've worked on a very crazy program.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I look forward to seeing it.
That changed my life, and I've never seen nature like that. And there was beautiful coral and.
Oh, sick. Okay. Well, I now know that you dived.
No.
Oh.
But there was underwater sound involved.
Oh, sick.
And that was my job.
Cool.
All
right.
And it was just, you know, when you're just like, God, this planet's the best.
Yeah.
and it was another beautiful indigenous part of the world that I've never been, and it gave me a lot of hope. You know, when all the awful stuff we're seeing is going on, and I went to somewhere where nature's in charge still, and it's come back from that.
The right
well.
people that we should put in charge of reintroducing the balance of the native people from those lands.
Yeah, man.
You know, they're the only people.
Well, they're the only ones that have done it right.
Yeah, exactly.
And haven't messed up.
Yeah, exactly.
The game plan,
exactly.
And they've got all the answers, and we just need to listen to them. And
I agree.
These indigenous activists, a lot of whom I call quite close friends now, like Eleanor Gualinga and Leo Serda from the Amazon. You know, they never had to, but they brought me to their communities in the Amazon, and that.
Amazing.
I mean, it changed my life. For a London brother that was walking around listening to Dizzee Rascal and Learn, feeling Aggie wearing academic suits back in the day, thinking I was hard. You know, it was. It's a humbling, amazing experience, man.
That's beautiful. We can cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah. Staying with Dominica, is there any projects you've been working on recently that you want to shout about?
So, over about the last year or year and a half, I've been lucky enough to record, take field recordings in 3 quite phenomenal places.
Wow.
One was the Amazon Sarayaku territory.
Amazing.
Where my friends which is the Quechua indigenous community, in so-called Ecuadorian Amazon. And then one in the kind of West Papua region, which was just ridiculous. And it turns out that's the part of the world where songbirds evolved, which makes a lot of sense when you hear it. And then the last one was Dominica.
Wow.
And the Dominican trip I just got back from. I spent 2 months back there, chilling with my cousin and my friends and seeing
what
family.
was your main focus? So what you were shooting, but also field recordings. So for anyone that doesn't know what field recordings is.
Yeah. So I think you can do it in many ways, but the way I've created is 2 very nice mics that I take into the field that are fairly tough, robust mics as well, plugged into a Zoom, and I got a Zoom F3, and I walk into crazy places and switch it on. And the thing that's beautiful, and this is, it's great to talk about this because actually this is where my whole life has reached. I feel like a lot of my work has coalesced into this one point, which is when you listen, when we relearn to listen, you prevent this shifting baseline of thinking that the silence, not hearing nature all the time, is normal. And 2, you teach young people what you should be hearing, and give them this cue that, whether you like it or not, calms your nervous system. It tells your nervous system when you hear birds that there's no predator around.
Because what should we be hearing as animals?
Yeah.
Not engines and sirens and all that stuff.
And all that engine and sirens doesn't tell your brain the same signal as bird noise and stuff.
It's stress.
It's evolutionary stress. It's unintentional evolutionary stress. So no wonder people in cities that are away from nature have higher incidences of anxiety, stress, depression, you name it. But the third one is also when you listen, it's one of the most humbling things. You recognize how loud we are. And it's actually really hard to unhear that. And suddenly you realize how loud human society is, but also yourself. Like, I'd be there recording. I'd be like, oh man, I fidget. Like, I'm like going like that, like doing a little fart. And I'm just like, God, I need to move away from the mic. I'm out here thinking I'm, one of these good nature people.
With your gas.
Yeah, and I'm disturbing the peace. I'm pissing off the frogs and the crickets. By even being there and not moving in a way. And a lot of the indigenous places that I've been, and the friends that I've made there, one of the maddest things they taught me is how to move in nature in a way
That's cool.
Is not like, doesn't take away from it. But going back, so I've spent the last year and a half collecting field recordings on at dawn, dusk, midday, and nighttime, because they're the loudest. Dawn and dusk are the loudest times.
Yeah.
Nighttime, depending where you are, can be very loud.
Yeah.
Midday is generally quite quiet. But recording an hour, trying to get unaffected by human sound recordings of beautiful nature, and I managed to do some great ones in Dominica. And I'm going to be doing an exhibition at the Barbican and the last weekend of October, and people get to walk around with headphones on, walking around plants and
So
experience.
really immersive exhibition.
Yeah, because the thing about, conservatories like the one in not in Dominica, the one in the Barbican, is it's beautiful, it looks amazing, feels like you're almost in the tropics. But the thing that's missing is the biodiversity. Where's the sound? And the sound is everything. And it goes back to what we were saying about art and speaking to feeling. We're biased as musicians, but factually, sound, and maybe the only other thing that's on the same level as smell is the only signal from reality that is unfiltered and unaffected and goes straight into your nervous system and has a direct connection to your emotional well-being or your emotional cascade of hormones. It's a real remote control trigger. But
it's a bit of an overused word these days.
A trigger's used in negative sense.
Yeah, but
a trigger's used in a negative. Hi. But a trigger sounds to me has too many negative connotations, and I think It's
I wasn't trying to use it in a negative way, but I know exactly what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? It's more that it is a. God, I know the scientific word for it is brilliant, and I've forgotten it. But it's like a catalyst that will begin a lovely process inside your nervous system, your hormonal system, your mind, everything that makes you, because we've evolved with it. And I want to give that back to people.
Yeah, nice.
And hopefully we'll take it to COP30 as well in Belém in Brazil. We'll see.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, something a bit more fun.
Go on.
If you had to curate a one night only Louis VI and Friends show, who's on stage with you, dead or alive?
Do you know what I thought you were going to ask? I thought you were going to say, who's better at basketball? Because that's how we met.
I know the answer to that question.
Yeah, me too. I'm more of a defensive player, though, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what they say
when they're really good.
When they're basic. I agree with Brian Eno, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your dream show lineup.
What?
Dead or alive with you
Dead
on
or
stage.
alive?
Yeah.
With me on stage with them?
Well, on the lineup.
Oh, God.
So you could
the amount of times
or you could
changes. Okay, so the one that my hip hop rapper brain says and would have said was Outkast.
Sick.
And I almost I kind of made that happen because Outkast was playing Bestival.
Yeah.
And I hit up Rob the Bank when I was in my group. Well, we're still going, but my group Other Soul, but we've had a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
But me and Doza were in a really good place where Other Soul was, and I hit them up and hit up Rob the Bank and was like, we want to play. Outkast is playing. It makes sense. And so we basically were on not the same stage, but an hour before. So in my head, we supported Outkast.
Okay, nice.
Not technically.
Yeah, but
technically.
You shared a festival.
We shared an airspace. And
shared a massive festival.
Massive festival.
You were in the same country at the same time. Bro.
I've now met Andre though, which was good. But
he's a legend.
But it would be amazing to do that with Outkast.
Okay, so Outkast is on that list.
But musically and fever level being on stage.
Yeah,
being
nuts. Doesn't even have to be linked to your style of music.
Yeah. To be nuts and be just being like, whether I'm just playing bass or singing or rapping or just getting involved.
Yeah.
It would have to be. I think it would be Fela Kuti, but it's a tough one between Fela Kuti and James Brown.
Ooh. Both
you know,
very
when you
good
want
at
like
holding a vibe.
just where people are like
Yeah.
fever level trance, like
Exactly.
going mad, and the
Yeah,
stage
yeah,
is,
yeah.
no one's
Depends
aware
how
of what's
long you want to
happening
party
anymore.
for, I would say. If you want to party like for days, Fela Kuti.
Is it a party or a performance?
Oh, sorry, I'm turning it into. I've got excited. I'm turning it into a party now.
Yeah, because I want a 13-minute song.
Yeah, exactly.
At least.
Well, that's what you're gonna get with Fela,
With
right?
Fela, that's what I'm saying. That's what would be amazing. I just get in keys, do something like that.
Yeah.
And just play with some amazing people.
Yeah.
And that's saying that I would hold it down, because I'm not trying to say I'm Fela level good, but the
Fela level good is definitely an official metric.
Fela level good.
Yeah.
One word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think that would be my answer, but I'm sure I'll listen back and kick myself and be like, no, I knew there's someone else. Erykah Badu as well, because
Oh yeah.
and I've met her many times, so I know.
Oh, I'm jealous, man. We're gonna talk about that later.
She's held my hand a few times.
That's all I want. Is that too much to ask?
I did think if she was going to be
just to hold my hand.
Yeah, she held both my hands and went,
"Wow,
lovely to meet you, brother Louis."
Oh my god!
And looked into my eyes.
I don't know how. I don't think I'd be able to hold myself together.
Well, I just thought if she asked me to have her babies now, I would have 100%. I would have joined the ranks of
you want.
Of
I would have sung it
and,
in my worst singing voice.
J Electronica.
Right. Okay. Last question.
Yeah.
A track that made you want to make music in the first place.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. You know that one when you're like, what's this feeling that I get from this tune? Like, actually, I want to do that for other people.
Because of both the production and the lyrics.
Yeah.
New York State of Mind.
Sick.
Because I wanted to be a producer. Oh, no, I know the one. So, unfortunately, he's gone into an interesting place now. But Kanye's College Dropout.
Yeah.
And it's not one, I don't think it's one, I mean, maybe Spaceship, actually, from that album.
Sick
but it's
album.
Between Spaceship and New York State of Mind for both similar reasons. But Kanye was that first guy that was a producer and a rapper, and it was cool and it was allowed.
And College Dropout is your gen. Like,
that's my gen.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
That was like, bruv, every word. That's the only album I know every fucking word to. And he was New York State of Mind made me go, whoa, like this is levels, and I need to learn these lyrics. Kanye made me go, oh, I can make music.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nice. Okay, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
and that's a gift that he's given a lot of people, I think.
Yeah,
and so
I feel very sad when I think about him.
Yeah, wherever he is right now, cool, whatever. But his music has always been good. I mean,
those first 3 albums, College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation,
and the evolution of them is amazing.
Yeah, like I'm controversial thing. My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Not into it.
Barely listened to it.
Oh wow, different for me.
So different. It was so different for me, and I don't think when it came out, I wasn't there. Whereas for all the other ones, that's exactly where I was.
Yeah.
And it just didn't hit me in the same way. I like 808 and Heartbreak though.
Yes, I wasn't into that.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
I did go for a Heartbreak at that exact time.
Oh right, so you tuned in.
Ideal.
Louis, look, it's been amazing to chat to you.
You too, man.
Thanks so much for coming on. Look forward to being at basketball again soon, sometime.
Well, yeah, that won't ever happen, but I look forward to seeing you on court, baby.
Yeah, cool. Swish. Big up. Cheers.
Love, bro.
Thanks for tuning in to Toast and Jams. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to hear the guest song choice, click the link in the description. See you next time.